Good morning, guys. It's bright and early and we are coming to you from 319 Farm and Outdoors. I'm Jennifer and my husband Bruno and I are going to be bringing some information to you today regarding machinery that we use on our property. We choose to purchase Kubota products because of the quality, but we're going to have someone here today from New South Tractor. Her name is Megan, and she's going to be answering some questions for us and for you guys, maybe to help you decide on what you want to know about purchasing a brand new tractor or maybe a used tractor. If you have questions about purchasing an RTV or a finishing lawnmower. We're going to be doing a three-part series talking about these three different pieces of machinery and how they are beneficial for your property if you have acreage, or if you are a farmer, or you're a homesteader trying to be more self-sufficient and use your machinery to bring about the fruits of your labor. And hey, if you are liking what you see here, you like the content, you find it of value, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and please give us a thumbs up if you like this video.
All right, guys, so we're here at 319 Farms. We invited Megan from New South Tractor, the dealer that we bought all the Kubota stuff from, and we just wanted to do three different segments of just what's the right size tractor and what we bought, the lawnmower, and the RTV. RTV standing for rough terrain vehicle. The way it all played out, I went and dealt with some other people, and they were like, they were just sure of what I needed, and they weren't really listening. They were just telling me what they wanted to push on me. Right. So finally, I just drove down, 70, and I saw New South Tractor. I'll give it a shot. Went in there, and I ran into Megan. And she never came out here. This is her first time. I've been dealing with her for 3 years. This is the first time she's been here. Now, we went with this one, the L3901 Kubota. It is a hydrostatic, and we've been using it just fine. It's worked great for our family, especially for beginners, because even the girls know how to use it. My wife, it's very user-friendly. But then I didn't know, I wanted a Swiss Army knife. So I was like, Megan, whatever attachments that can go in there, let's get them all. Because I don't know what I'm going to need and not need. And I didn't feel like, coming in there and then nickel and diming ourselves to death. I wanted one shot, get it over with. We sold our house. We had a little bit of funds. So I told her, what can I get attached to it? Then she showed me this pamphlet, and there was like about $100,000 worth of stuff. So we had to scale back a little bit on that. But yeah, so this is what we got. I'm gonna hand it over to Megan, where we can cover just the tractor, and then we'll go walk over all the attachments that we got afterwards. Mm-hmm. So Megan, take it away.
So he's definitely right that when he first came in, he was looking at something way too small. We sell BXs, which is a subcompact series, to people who are mainly just looking for something around their couple acre house, something to help with landscaping, move mulch around, maybe scrape a little bit of their driveway, but it's not really used for farming that often. We even explored in between in the B series, which is becoming really popular, especially these days, because we have a lot of people who are going into this lifestyle, trying to homestead, but they don't have as many acres as Bruno does. So we took another step up and we looked at the 3901. Now in the L series, they do have a couple of different horsepower levels in the same size of frame and tractor. So they've got a 25, they've got a 33, a 39, and then if you want to go up just a little bit bigger in physical size, they do have a 47. The 39 was kind of the way that we went with Bruno, just because he did have a lot of attachments that he wanted to use, specifically things that are powered from the PTO. So you do want something that has a little more horsepower on the back, but I will say the 2501 in this size is probably our most popular seller that we have, and it's because it's a good size, you can get a lot done with it, doesn't have any kind of emissions requirements on it, so it's a really good entry-level tractor.
Megan, do you know what PTO stands for?
Power takeoff. It's just on the back end, you have it back here where you hook up a shaft to it, and it spins powering those implements. And it's a little bit different. Some people think that they have to have hydraulics on the back end to run up a lot of implements. You don't have to have all that. You know, most implements are either powered by PTO or they're powered by just dragging them on the ground. They have systems in them, pulleys that are turning.
And one of the things that I realized with this one, it didn't come with teeth. Now you mentioned one time to me, should we get teeth because then we can get more, we can cut into earth.
Cut into it, yeah.
Cut into earth,
Absolutely.
which I didn't know about, and obviously she didn't know what this looked like. Now one of her first remarks when she pulled up into the property was, we should have gone bigger.
Yeah.
Yes. And the thing is, that's something normally my wife can tell you, something I say.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
you know me, I'm always like, go big or go home.
Right.
So, yeah, so why should we have gone bigger? What do you think? It could have been a better idea to go bigger.
So for you, a lot of your property is really open. You know, you can get a bigger tractor in and out. But what people need to think about is, and this happens a lot of the time, I have customers that come in and say, okay, I just bought a bunch of land with a house. I've got a field that hasn't been bush hogged in 3 years. You know, I want to get in there, I want to cut all that down, I want to do it as fast as possible. Okay, well, let's go look at something huge, you know, let's get that cut down. But you have to have people really think past the here and now. What are we going to be doing in the future with this tractor that we're not really thinking about just yet? You know, and that's when they'll tell me, well, the property also came with 15 acres and it's completely wooded. So something that you can put a 7 or an 8 foot bush hog on, you're not going to be able to get in your smaller, like trees, anything like that. That's an obstacle. This tractor right here has the widest width on it is going to be the bucket, which is 66 inches, which is kind of perfect for those kind of situations. Bruno's case, most of this is open. So we probably could have went with something a little bit bigger, stepped up. But it's a very good entry-level tractor. I'm glad that he's comfortable using it. And so now he can go bigger, whenever he wants.
The other thing I can tell you is that the PTO attachments in the back has been, the learning curve is pretty easy. So we'll walk around back here. One of the things that I enjoy about this one, and that I don't regret, this was the best thing that I got, was this attachment right here. Yes, we use the bush hog. We have a bush hog. We have an auger. So the two most important, they were the most expensive by far, right, Megan?
Yes.
This attachment, I was gonna go aftermarket, but she talked me into, you know, going with the Kubota one. This is the BH77, and that means they can go dig down 7 feet 7 inches,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
I'm applying that New South. But yeah, this has been great. Listen, we have dug footers. We're building 2 more houses for my mother-in-law and my mother. They're both widows and they're gonna live here on the farm. Okay, we're building houses. We have dug footers for them. We have trenched to reroute water. This thing, and it's been such a success here on the farm that I went back and got a bigger bucket, a 2-foot bucket, you know. And with fencing, unless you like hard work and busting your back, I'm not getting any younger. I do have 6 kids, but most of them are girls. No, but they can do just as much. The auger has been amazing. As a matter of fact, even the contractors that I've hired here that come to work have used my equipment, augers and buckets, and they've really enjoyed it. One guy went back and bought a mini excavator from New South because he enjoyed that. So it was so easy for her to work. So why did we go with the Kubota instead of an aftermarket and save me, you know, thousands really? But I'm very, very happy with this.
So people don't necessarily think about it, but aftermarket always isn't the cheapest that you can get. But one of the biggest things that we talk about with the Backhoe is you want to get something that has a subframe. You don't want something that attaches to your 3-point hitch. This is a very, very heavy implement, and you don't want to attach it to your 3-point lift arms back there, because eventually after a lot of usage, your tractor's just going to break in half. He's definitely right. It's the most expensive implement that we have, but you know, you can't do anything with a different implement that you can do with this. on there. And you know, it's important to remember that you are putting a construction implement on an agricultural tractor on there. So everything that you can do with an excavator, you will be able to do with this. You'll just go a little bit slower on there. And for some people, you know, this expense, it isn't right for them. It isn't worth it for them. You know, Bruno's out here digging footings for houses. Not many people are going to be doing that kind of work on there. So we do offer things like rentals and stuff for those people, and we try to tell people their options before we really saddle them into a backhoe that's, you know, getting close to $10,000 these days.
So one of the things that I did not know is we've had a lot of heavy rains, and we kept having washouts in all the roads. So one of the things that this has been amazing in, and that I've learned, is the best way to maintain your dirt roads is to ditch both sides, right? So we have a half a mile worth of roads. So this has been put to, I mean, there's ditches, you can see 2-foot wide ditches going all the way around, going down the side, everywhere. So I've used this not only for footers, but to maintain our roads. I mean, you can use the bucket, but again, we don't have teeth, so you don't, like this, we don't have teeth in the front of the bucket, so it's gonna be hard, and it's hard on my, I tried to do it at first, and I think I bent something in the front, you know, and it was just a lot of jerking, my knees were hitting the, so I love this thing a lot. It was intimidating at first to put it on, because it takes a little bit of, you know, work and coordination and just knowing how to work the bucket to get it latched on. But after a while, I can usually do it in 10 minutes with the girls. By the way,
That's really good.
Yeah, my girls are amazing. If it wasn't for my girls and my son, forget about it. I couldn't do all this. But yeah, anything else that you can think about, like, you know, is there like lifting capacity? I don't know, like what's the biggest bucket you can get on this thing?
So 24 would be what we recommend, you know, the max on this backhoe right here. Lift capacity isn't something that we really like to talk about on a backhoe, and it's simply because that's not what it's supposed to be used for on there. And you can do it, you definitely can, and that's why you got a thumb on there, you know, to move things around and everything. But kind of we look to excavators for that kind of stuff on there. But the thumb is really important that he got here, because he does want to be able to lift things up with it. So this right here is a 6-position mechanical thumb on it. Hydraulic thumbs are normally the standard, especially on something like an excavator or a TLB, which is a tractor loader backhoe. It's an industrial tractor on there. But this one is a good, like, economically friendly option, because those cost so much money. We're talking like $2,000 or $3,000. This thing costs right around, I think, $600 or $700. And instead of bringing the thumb to the bucket, which is what most people think of in this situation, you bring the bucket to the thumb on there, and you can still do the same things that you would be doing with the other one that's so much more expensive.
So we're gonna move on to some of the attachments. If you have any questions or anything, just, you know, comment on there, and then we'll pass it on to Megan.